There's no substitute for doing that. But I'll be happy to follow up with you.
Mr. Bernard, a quick question. There's been a recent change in the state laws in regards to marriage, and I was unaware of the wedding site at the Mendocino Bay Viewpoint. I think you're going to have to quickly determine your threshold there of how many weddings you're going to allow, because I think we're going to see a dramatic increase in outdoor weddings in Mendocino County because of our beauty.
It's a big business on the coast. We've capped it at a dozen, and we're not going to do more than that, although it might be lucrative financially to us. We have a relationship, though, with wedding purveyors in Mendocino Village, particularly McCallum House, and a couple of other organizations. Brewery Gulch is right next door. Stanford Inn is. Yep. Jeff and Joan actually are two of our volunteers who walk that property after a wedding takes place. We monitor. People used to throw rice. We really don't want people to throw rice out there. Sometimes we've only had one really bad experience. They threw little plastic things instead of rice. So cleaning that up was a little bit of a problem, but generally speaking, but it'll be a growth industry, definitely. I agree with you.
It's usually after the wedding when they start throwing things.
Yeah, that's right.
Up to years after the wedding. Yeah.
And for how many years after? I think I get your reference.
Well, at least 34 here, so.
More power to you. But no, this is, and people will come back. I mean, people who have enjoyed that experience there, it's a transforming life experience, and they will come back to our county and enjoy it again. So I hope more people get married in Mendocino County on some of our sites. State Parks does a hell of a business in Mendocino on the headlands.
You bet.
So,
Supervisor Pinches?
So you mentioned the Yolobole Wilderness, and that's a real asset.
Yes.
It's the crown jewel of this county, and it's not just the county. You'd be pleased to know that through our promotional alliance, we have some real nice signage coming for the entrance off of Highway 101 at Longvale, publicizing the Mendocino National Forest and the Yolobole Wilderness, and that signage actually will be going up for the next couple of weeks. It's already been made, and Caltrans give us an encroachment permit, and it's going to be in place in the next couple of weeks. So it's going to advertise a little bit better our Yolobole Wilderness.
I was aware of this. I recently stepped off of that board and hope to think that I had something to do with moving that down the road in terms of getting that appropriate signage for a real gem, a real asset. Mike Thompson also did a hell of a job with adding to the wilderness holdings in this county. But the Mendocino National Forest is a really diverse playground. And it's in your district, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Bernard. Any additional questions from the board before I go to public comment? Okay.
Thank you
Thank
again.
you very much. I'll now open up this item for public comment. Any members of the public wishing to speak, please come forward and state your name and keep your comments 3 minutes. The representative of Coast Walk, you have any comments, Mr. LaFollette? Don't want to pass the opportunity, dude.
Right. I just wanted to say that we've been working on, the Coast Walk has been working on trying to build the California Coastal Trail since 1986. And we're going to be bringing in this month 21 people out to the coast to enjoy the coast and in terms of ecotourism. And we'll be signing part of the Coastal Trail, and you're all welcome to come out and enjoy that. That's going to happen on the 26th from Russian Gulch up to Old Highway 1. And it is a slow process to make this coastal trail, but there's some people that have hiked the whole coast and... Excuse me.
We won't record that, dude.
I'm a volunteer fireman, so that's my pager going off. You know, it's a wonderful coast, and it's a beautiful coast, and there's a lot of people that are willing to pay money and to visit it. And Coast Walk is working in that regards to try to funnel that money and energy into developing a coast. And now with the price of gasoline so high, you could have tourists walking from San Francisco. We had a gentleman from Europe, Germany, came on one of our coast walks, and he said, well, in Europe, there's coastal trails everywhere. How come you don't have them here? It's just a different world. But it is coming, and we're working on it, and he enjoyed it, and it's spreading the word. And I gave you some handouts that talk a little bit about Coast Walk and our effort, and we've got a good website. And I've got 11 o'clock I should get to.
Thank you, David. And your name for the record, please.
David LaFollette.
Okay, thank you. Any other members of the public wishing to speak to this item? All right, then. I'll close this item, and again, thank you very much for the presentation and all your work that you're doing for us.
Thank you.
Thank you. We have a timed item for 11:15. We've got a couple minutes yet. Let's see. Take a couple of reports. County Council, you have any report? No report. To the CEO.
No report from our office, but did you want me to ask Sue to step over?
Sure, if we could.
I'll
We've got a couple minutes,
I'll
yeah.
send her an email.
Okay. And while we're waiting for that, I do see a speaker card. Why don't we take that